Okay. I'll record. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Wald. I'm a physical therapist and an Aston kinetics practitioner. I'm here today to talk a little bit about Aston kinetics and our upcoming class, Aston Postural Assessment. A little bit about Aston kinetics. This is a body of work based on the discoveries of Judith Aston and her observations and skills applied to the body as an innately asymmetrical structure with the idea of becoming more balanced and in less pain and improve function. We use assessment skills, visual assessment skills, palpation assessment skills, a fascial integration technique, a spiraling massage, and other forms of body work to release tensions in the body. We do movement coaching for posture, fitness, and ergonomics, as well as a whole litany of other classes to enhance human performance. So, what we're talking about today is the Aston Postural Assessment class, and I'm teaching that class along with Shirley Lynch. So I thought we'd come together and talk to you a little bit about this class. So Shirley, can you give us a little overview of this class coming up?
Sure. I'm Shirley Lynch. I'm an occupational therapist and certified Aston kinetics practitioner. And Michelle and I have been teaching this course entitled Aston Postural Assessment, which is a webinar that takes place over 2 days. So Aston Postural Assessment is an introduction to the Aston paradigm through accurately seeing your client's postural and movement patterns, which we feel is essential to identifying why symptoms occur and recur in their structure and in their activities. So Aston Postural Assessment teaches a system which helps you to clearly identify postural alignment patterns and uses movement labs to sense movement and postural changes in your own body and to observe changes in others in the class. So in this webinar, you'll learn to think in terms of the three-dimensional spaciousness of the body. And we simplify that by looking at postural assessment, separating out the planes, and simplifying by looking at the different views of the body and what we call different tracks of alignment, so that you get really familiar with each form and way of looking at the body.
Yes. So when we're looking at the postural assessment, we're looking at one aspect of it. You know how when I was learning postural assessment in school, it was actually kind of confusing when you looked at tilts and shifts and rotations all in one fell swoop. And I feel like this simplifies this view of and focuses your attention on one aspect, let's say tilts or shifts. If you look at the relationship of the shifts throughout the body, you get a clearer picture about where to work first and how that your lesson or your movement sequence or body work plan becomes much more focused, and that gives you much better information instead of having all the different tilts and shifts and rotations, oh my, in one viewing. And I think that gets to the point of where we want to work first and simplifies the observations.
Yes, and I would add that by doing this, you really get to understand each track and the relationships of the body segments to each other as influenced by gravity, as influenced by the person's activities, by their environment as well. And you can discover
Right.
how postural patterns and the resulting compensations can contribute to discomfort and create challenges while performing activities. So it really gives you a way to start to investigate um, what it might be causing your client's discomfort, and and how getting to a more neutral, optimal alignment through body work, through movement, can help them to be more comfortable during all their activities in life.
That's right. And I think having the system that's not just body work, but we start to introduce the movements that actually change the alignment, and which Aston Kinetics is really known for. We're trained in looking at movement, and although that's not a focus of this class, we use movement labs to help you see the changes in the body as we do these particular movements. We have other classes focused on that and teaching that and getting a deeper dive on it. But in this class, we use it to find your own alignment and improve the position and the comfort of your alignment in different positions. So
when I first took these classes, these foundational classes, and started using these movement designs for myself, it completely changed the work that I was doing, because I was in my best neutral, and it really helped my ability to connect with my client in a more neutral way. So it also really helps. It really made a change in a lot of my daily activities, and things that I love to do in life, to be able to have a way to get to a more neutral alignment in my own body before I went and worked out, or before I went and biked, or after I came back from gardening. So it's a tool that you'll learn in the class for yourself that will serve you very well.
I agree. It also changed how I thought about movement. I've always been a movement person and always tried to be strong and, really find like the effort in it. And I realized I didn't have to work quite so hard when my body was in a neutral position. And the consequences of working less hard made me feel more comfortable as a result. So now when I do body work all day, I actually feel better doing body work than when I'm not doing body work, because we're really paying attention to where we're starting. And there's self-care techniques that you can put in your day so that you're not overdoing it, so to speak, in your own practice, helping other people feel better, even though it has a consequence on your own body. So we believe that you should feel good no matter what you're doing. And these techniques will help you find that.
So another aspect of the class is that you will learn a system of notating postural alignment for easy record keeping and reference for change. So it really goes hand in hand with learning the how to view and visually assess postural alignment in terms of tilts or shifts, or rotations. And it will also be a way for you to engage your clients in the process, because through your notation, you'll be able to recognize what part of your session helped to create the change, and also help them to see themselves, see their own patterns, and start to feel that through their weight bearing, through their feet. So there's many great tools that you'll learn to help them to engage in the process, and for them to be able to feel the change in their own bodies as well.
Right. We want to empower our clients to take the next step instead of doing the same session over and over. Through these observation skills that you're going to learn, you will find new things to work on, and you might just come upon the key to your client's pain. It may not be in the area that they're having pain. And that's the important part to think about. we often go right for the source of pain because that's how we're trained. But this gives you kind of a behind the scenes glimpse of what may be recreating people's pain, right? So if we get down to the nitty gritty of the alignment patterns and where these compensations are holding and maybe not supporting, could be many different things that are underneath the expression that you see initially, and that the client might be aware of having these conversations about where they may be feeling the pain, and then other areas that may be supporting or not supporting that area of interest, and having that sensation. It's like an attunement to where am I in space, and getting curious as to how our clients are stacking up through their body makes all the difference, I think, in the outcomes. So we can start to become very attuned to where people might be holding a lot of tension. As we start with this visual assessment, just as they walk in the door, we can have a very quick way of assessing. So how do you find that this work enhances your practice, Shirley?
Well, I was just thinking as you were talking, Michelle, that I feel like it helps me to form a partnership with my clients, that they are, I'm helping them to develop their body awareness, to help them to develop a felt sense of what's happening in their body, so that then they become more articulate, they're more able to sense change. So it really helps move and progress sessions and treatment when they become an active participant in the process. So I feel like this particular piece, this Aston postural assessment, helps to give them a visual and helps them to start to connect that with what they're feeling in their body. And that just helps, better enables me to assess further in terms of, well, what's next? Where might we go next? How might movement support this? So as a system, Aston Kinetics is a wonderful synthesis, really, of the visual assessment, the tension assessment, the movement assessment, the spiraling body work, and then also the movement coaching to help them to take changes from the session into their activity. So this is what really drew me to the work, is it's like soup to nuts, really a way to help people change and then bring those changes to their activity so they're not recreating the problems that they came in with.
Right. And it all starts with this postural assessment, this visual training of our eye to see how the body is related. All the parts are related. They're all connected. So by starting with this visual piece, we get an insight that we may not have had before. And because we simplify things by keeping to the track at hand, where we pick a track and we see how that is related through the body and all the different views, that gives us something to hang our assessment on, or our hypothesis about what is going on here. And to empower our clients, because an empowered client will always trust us because we're related to their experience. It's not just a top-down approach. It's a conversation about, getting curious about what's going on here, especially if they haven't had the success with other forms of work. I have many clients have gone through physical therapy, have tried many things. And I personally had tried many things in my journey to find relief from my own pain. And that's another thing that we are known for, actually, is many practitioners who have had some kind of injury or accident, finding this work as a part of their own journey and I had a terrible water skiing accident right out of physical therapy school, and I was searching for many years, and wondering if there was something out there that looked at the body more holistically, that not just took apart the problem area and worked on just one area, but my whole body as a system, right? And the gifts that I have gotten are just so incredible. I feel so grateful for this work because it's integrated. It's not just body work, it's assessment, body work, movement work, fitness coaching, and it influences all the things that I do each and every day. So I think it's something that I encourage everyone to learn. And we have many advanced practitioners come to this work for some new insight. And I think it's lovely to have collaborations with the Rolfers and other advanced practitioners that want something more. The missing piece, I think, is this idea of the body's innate asymmetry and how to find balance, and using these different tools to create balance in the body is how we get there, right?
And the other thing about this work for me is that I was really searching. I've been a massage therapist for many years, and I was really searching for a way to bring movement into my practice. And I feel like Aston patterning did that in a big way in terms of helping me to learn how to use my body better so that when I was working, I felt better than when I was not, as Michelle said. So it's a wonderful um, it's a wonderful way to engage your whole self in your work by learning how to be in your best body and know how to use movement and use gravity to your advantage to be able to bring this to your hands-on approach. It made all the difference in the world for me.
I agree. Well, I just want to wrap this up and thank you all for listening. And if you have any questions, I'll put a link down below in the comment section that you can have a little chat with us about it, or even register for this class if you feel so inspired. So I just want to end this with a thank you to Shirley for spending a little time with me, having a little chat, and hopefully opening some curiosity into Aston kinetics. Hope to see you in Aston Postural Assessment coming up soon. All right. Bye, Shirley. Thanks again.